everybody and welcome back to another Blame the Dice Wargaming hobby tip video. And in this video guys, we're going to be showing you how to apply decals to your miniatures. Decals can be something of a daunting task because it's so fiddly and just really annoying, and if you don't get it right it can look absolutely awful. So I'm here guys to show you today how to do it properly and how to get it looking really nice. So decals, they add a little bit of extra something to your models. Here is a Warhound shin guard which is reflecting beautifully in my studio lights as I just the reflection going to blind everybody. As you can see, I actually have on here 3 decals. Now you can see there that they're pretty much seamless. You can't really see the edge, and they blend pretty much perfectly well with the actual shin guard. So I'm going to show you guys how to apply these decals. And for this, first and foremost, you will need your decal sheet, you will need some tweezers, you will need some mark fit. I use the Tamiya stuff. Again, other brands are available. You can get Mr. Hobby stuff as well. There's loads of ones out there. That's the one that I prefer because it's a reasonable price. You will need some water. If I reach it. You'll need a little dish. I'm just going to use this little base just to put your water in. You will also need a scalpel. You will need some gloss varnish. You'll need some wash. And honestly guys, it's not as complicated as it seems. There's loads of stuff going on at the moment, but it really isn't as complicated. And you'll also need something to put a decal on, and we're going to be doing it on this Warhound Titan Vulcan Mega Bolter here. But first and foremost, you need to cut your decals out. So we're just going to move this here. So you first must select your decal, and we are going to be going for this. Oh, I can see it. Is it going to focus? There we go. We're going to go for this decal here, and I'm going to try very difficultly to try and cut this out using the camera viewfinder, which isn't the best for doing this kind of like intricate work, considering I normally sit a lot closer up to the decal, and also trying to do this in somewhat one take. There we go. Right, so once you have selected your decal, what you want to do is you want to put those to the side, and you want to get a little dish of some kind, and you want to just fill it with a little bit of water, just like that. And then you want to pop your decal in it, and just kind of let that soak in there for a little bit, and then move it to one side. Then what you want to do guys is you want to prepare the area that you're going to be applying the decal on, and we're going to be applying it to the bottom of this kind of like big bolter magazine here. So we're going to be applying this. Now what we want to do is we want to use a bit of a gloss varnish, and the reason why you do this is because even though it may not seem it, the area that we're going to actually put the decal onto, it has a texture. It may appear smooth, but trust me guys, it does have a texture. And what the gloss varnish will do, it says Lamy medium by the way, but trust me guys, it is gloss varnish. What the gloss will do is that gloss will fill in any little imperfections in the area that we're going to put it on. So we want to put it on there. It's also going to make it easier for us to slide the decal around after we've applied it, once we wet it a little bit after, but I'll show you that in due course. So what we're going to do is we're going to let that dry. So join me in a second. Right, so once you have let that dry, and you can kind of see the extra shininess of the gloss varnish on there, what you're going to do, you're going to bring back your little decal in your little dish, and you're going to take your very tiny needle nose tweezers, and you're going to very carefully remove. I'm going to very carefully, trying to do all this in as little takes as I can. We're going to try and grab the decal like that. Now, what this should have happened is this should have allowed the backer to slide off the decal. So we're going to try and just pull it off. Oh, there we go. As you can see, it does take a degree of patience. Sometimes you can slide it off with your finger. And then we're going to get the decal. We're going to wet our finger a little bit, and we're going to put a blob of water on that area where we put the gloss varnish. And what this will do, this will help us apply the decal, and it will float it. So what will happen is, if you were to just put that on dry, it would adhere to it pretty much straight away. But what this does, this allows us a little bit of extra time to get that decal perfectly straight like that. One other thing that you're going to need, guys, you're going to need a little bit of a cotton bud as well, or something to just get the water out from underneath. I just have these little cotton buds lying around, and all we're going to do is we're going to roll it across the decal. The cotton bud's going to soak up all the water, and it's going to also push the water out from underneath the decal itself. So once we've done that, we can kind of let that dry. We'll give it a little blast with the hairdryer. Sorry guys, loud noises. There we go, just to help dry up any of that excess water. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our mark fit in the game. So what the mark fit does, the mark fit, it shrinks the decal, and then when the mark fit evaporates, it expands it, so any surfaces that it's on, it will adhere to and it'll stick to. And what it also does is it also dissolves the film, the see-through film that the backer is on. And this will prevent what's called silvering, which is when your decal reflects the light really badly. So we're going to pop that on there, and we're going to let that do its thing. You do need to be patient with this, guys, and we're going to. And it'll take a little while for that to dry and that to do its business, but it is a solvent, I believe, so it shouldn't take too long. So join us in a second once that's dry. Right guys, so now that's had time to dry, you can see there's no more wet on there, but as you can see, it's very, very reflective at the moment. Now, if you want to, you can leave it like this, however, it very much still looks like a decal. What we're going to do now is apply some slight weathering to it. So we're going to get our little base here, and we're actually going to pop a bit of wash in there, just a couple of drops, and this will just help it really just meld with the actual miniature. So we're going to get some wash on our brush, and then what we're going to do is we're going to just put the wash over that decal. Let's just move some of the wash around with our finger, and as you can see, that has now added a little bit of weathering to it. So we're going to go ahead and let that dry, and I'll show it you in a second. Right guys, that has had some ample time to dry now, and now I can show you, as you can see, it's pretty much there. It's all weathered in and it's perfect. It looks really nice. And what you can do from there, that is the basics of putting the decal. And what you can do from there is you can add more weathering, you can add scratches and chips and all kinds of stuff from it. And it just looks like it's always been part of the model. And the more weathering you put on it, the more it will look part of the model as well, guys. So that has been a really quick tutorial on how to apply decals to a miniature. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. See you now, and goodbye.